Is WWE canceling Roman versus Cody? We're going to talk about that, plus so much more big news. Don't forget, we're giving away this championship belt at 100,000 subscribers, so if you want a chance to win, you should probably click subscribe now. Welcome back to the Ango Show. I, of course, am Ango. I want to kick things off with some very interesting news surrounding OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Now, I know I don't really talk about OVW. It's not much in the mix. I typically talk WWE, AEW, TNA, MLW, GCW, NWA. But no, OVW I have not talked much about. And that's because I really haven't watched too much of OVW. Obviously, there's just a lot of wrestling going on and whatnot. But Mickie James is joining the company as an executive producer, as well as the head of female talent, as well as the creative director. This is really dope, honestly, because OVW, they go live every Thursday. I want to say it's 7 p.m. on Fight TV Plus, or now it's called Triller TV or Triller Plus or something like that. But Mickie James is joining the company. They put out a press release. And here's the thing. Mickie James is somebody who, she did a lot of cool things behind the scenes with TNA, or Impact. And then obviously we know Mickie James, we know that she's a veteran of the business, and she is somebody with experience when it comes to the backstage stuff and also on screen. So for a company like OVW trying to make money, trying to grow their brand, it's not going to happen overnight by any means. But this was enough for me to pay attention a little bit. They released that series on Netflix, and that whole thing got great reviews, and obviously Al Snow and OVW are trying to do new things and grow their business. So for me personally, I think this is dope. I think this is something I'm willing to give a chance. And for that reason, I will start watching OVW. Now, as far as more coverage on the channel, I guess it really just depends on what OVW produces and what they do, because I only talk about the things I care about in wrestling. And that's one of the big things. Like, this is a company where they're starting to catch some attention on social media. And I've been told by Malcolm, he told me, he told me, he said, go and watch it, man. And I trust his opinion. So this could be some really fun stuff. Speaking of the smaller companies, TNA could have a lot of potential this year, man. There's a lot of talks about what they're expected to do and what they could do. And obviously we did the TNA Hard to Kill predictions. Fightful did confirm that TNA is expected to reveal multiple new signings in the coming weeks, which this is just fantastic news in general, because we know that there's a couple rumors of who may show up, who might not show up, but a lot of the predictions being made are typically just one or two people. And the belief is that there's going to be several people joining the company. So we'll see how this goes. Personally speaking, as a fan of wrestling and as a fan of TNA and AEW and WWE, the idea of TNA being able to acquire multiple talent, I think, is just a fantastic thing. I mean, that to me is like, it's a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? So whether we get all the reveals at Hard to Kill, or maybe we get the following day at TNA Snake Eyes, which is TV taping, I think that could be dope, man. TNA Impact, Snake Eyes. Maybe we get a debut there. Maybe we get a couple debuts at Hard to Kill. Maybe we see it at New Orleans or at No Surrender, or maybe even in Windsor when they do Sacrifice. But obviously TNA signing some new people is always a good thing. The fact that it's multiple signings is even better. And personally speaking, as a fan of TNA and what they're trying to accomplish here, it now adds a little bit more intrigue because of the fact that they could be bringing in multiple people that got released from WWE. And, the reality is, man, I thought, okay, maybe Mustafa Ali. But now you could think, hey, maybe Mustafa Ali, maybe Riddle, maybe Ziggler, maybe this, maybe that, maybe Emma, Tennille Dashwood, right? Maybe Riddick Moss, who I think would be very good in TNA. A lot of cool things that can happen and go down there. So I'll keep you guys updated when they make their debut. Some really good news for AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery. I absolutely love seeing news like this. because it's so often that on the IWC side of things, a lot of people talk about ratings and TV ratings and key demographics and, oh, this company's dying, and it's all bullshit. We know this. If you have a brain and you watch wrestling and you enjoy wrestling, regardless if it's the company you enjoy or don't enjoy, it's not really about the TV viewership and ratings that people will talk about because of the fact that nobody really knows what they're talking about. Warner Bros. Discovery has put out another press release touting the success of AEW properties. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I just want to share this with you guys. TNT and TBS have wrapped up another stellar year of AEW wrestling across its networks, including consistently delivering top-ranked programs each week while expanding AEW programming in mid-2023 through TNT AEW Collision on Saturdays. It also goes on to say that AEW programs across TBS and TNT in 2023 ranked in the top 10 of all cable programs among adults under 50 to 72 times, including 50 times with a top 5 program in that coveted demo. Viewership of AEW programming on the network saw an increasing momentum as the year culminated, reaching 15.6 million total viewers in Q4 2023, which was up 3% from Q4 2022. Basically, what you guys need to know is that Warner Bros. Discovery, they're happy with what they have with AEW. And at a time where there's so much talk about TV deals and stuff like that, and I think Tony Khan actually said it best. Look, this is the media business. Everybody's talking to everybody, right? This is a good sign that, yeah, maybe Warner could go to WWE and maybe Warner could go somewhere else. That's always a possibility. Don't forget that. But the fact is, despite what people will say about AEW's ratings, Warner Bros. Discovery is very happy with AEW. And this is not the first time that they've touted the success of AEW, which is a very strong message to the fan base if you're not paying attention. So personally speaking, this is good news for AEW. I think it's exciting to see that TV partners are actually on board with wrestling. Remember that. TV partners are on board with wrestling because there was a time where TV networks didn't want pro wrestling. And if TV networks want pro wrestling, the better it is for fans. And guys, that brings us to our final topic of today's video. Dave Meltzer saying, hey, Roman Reigns is not working the Elimination Chamber. Roman Reigns is not working with The Rock at Elimination Chamber. It's all rumors. He says, regarding the Reigns and Rock match, while I presume it's WrestleMania and could possibly be a three-way with Rhodes, but I don't think that'll come out until many weeks from now. What we did have confirmed is the Australia rumors aren't accurate. Reigns is not even scheduled for the show. He's never been advertised, and there are no plans for him for that date right now. So Meltzer's basically saying Rock and Roman is not happening at Elimination Chamber, which obviously makes people believe that Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania is canceled. However, if you do a little quick research, Roman Reigns promoted Elimination Chamber. He's promoting it. So I don't know if Roman Reigns would be promoting Elimination Chamber if he didn't have plans for it. But that is something to consider. I think it is really incredibly important that people realize that WWE has to get this right. And I will never, ever, ever not stand firm on this. I think Cody Rhodes needs to stand tall as the WWE champion. That's it. Simple as that. I don't really care what anybody else says. I don't care how WWE does it. I don't care if WWE literally has Cody Rhodes walk out and Triple H gives him the WWE championship. It's time for Cody Rhodes to get the WWE championship and get it off of Roman Reigns. And listen, that's just what I want to see at this point, and I'm not going to change my mind. I still think it's Rock versus Roman at Elimination Chamber and Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. And if I was WWE, do not allow The Rock to change WrestleMania plans, especially if it involves CM Punk versus Seth Rollins night 1 and Cody versus Roman night 2. You don't need The Rock, but if The Rock wants to come back, he could be at the Elimination Chamber. And if that's not what we're getting, and whatever it may be, I hope WWE realizes they are going to piss off a lot of people, including talent. And at a time where morale is super good, I don't think that's a right decision.